Hello guys, Adam here from Not Toys Action Figures, bringing you another Power Rangers Lightning Collection action figure review. And you guys voted and decided that the next video you wanted me to make was going to be about Goldar. First off, this is one of my favorite art pieces on the boxes that we've seen from the old version of the Lightning Collection. There's just something about the gold and the purple, and Goldar himself in there looks pretty sick. So I think it was a great choice by you guys, so let's get him out of the box. And boom, here is Goldar out of the box, and he is looking pretty gold. Now I can see why you guys wanted to get him or have him as the next figure to be reviewed, because just look at how awesome he looks. Like, I put him in this kind of arms open pose, like he's laughing at the Rangers about their upcoming destruction. But yeah, this is another figure, like, I always get a bit worried about the more monstery figures. But I like these like half, like almost like these like, you know, like kind of like lieutenant figures, like, because they are bigger, but because they're bigger, it allows for more detail. Like you can see on his armor, just all of the detail there going down to these gems, the red, everything stands out. Even on his face, you know, it's a little bit hard because I'm blocking the light. But on the face, the red eyes, the white teeth, even the gold on his chin, the hair. Everything just looks great, and he just looks so kind of, yeah, magnificent there as I zoom all the way out with the huge sword as well. Really great looking figure. Very happy to get him out of his box. So let's put him in another pose. Okay, and here is Goldar with the new Rita in the background here, taking on Jason, and Jason takes the full brunt of Goldar here. And yeah, I think it's kind of interesting, like, actually, compared to Rita, and when you put him up against Jason, like, he doesn't actually feel that big. Like, I guess Rita, because she has the hair on her head, and maybe it's because I've got him slightly bent over. But yeah, he doesn't feel as big as I thought he was going to in the scale. Like, after this section, I will put him up against, like, side to side with Jason and Rita, just so we can see the scale of them. But otherwise, you can see here his accessory that he comes with on his sword. He comes with this cool effect piece. You can see the other hands there. And just, yeah, really just how sort of good he looks. If I can focus on him more, yeah. How good he looks there in the gold. Nice to get him up against these newer figures, because he's quite an old one now, I guess. But still, you know, looks good with them, even though these ones are quite new. This is the remastered red, and it's the new Rita, as you can tell by the face sculpt. And I think because of the face sculpt, my camera is focusing on her more. So let me just take her out, and then maybe we get a better look at these two. But yeah, cool looking figure. It's nice that we can still use these older ones with these newer remastered ones, especially from this angle here. When it focuses on his face, it's very cool. Yeah, looking forward to taking a few pictures of him. So yeah, let's put them all in a size comparison next. Okay, so here they are side by side, and here you can see a bit better the size. That he is actually quite bigger than Jason, which is nice. Like I said, maybe it was just because of how I had them posed. I had Goldar a little bit more like bent over, and him a little bit more bent back, so you couldn't really tell. But yeah, then actually when you compare him to Rita, Rita's also quite a tall character. Again, because of the two hair spikes that she has. It makes her obviously taller, and I think because of the cloth goods, it makes her look bigger, like makes her look wider. But otherwise, yeah, they look great next to each other. Especially, I just love the new helmet on the remastered red version. Let me know what you think of the new helmet, because I think it just makes him so much better. Mine still has the really bad wobbly leg, so getting him to just stand like this is a pain in the ass. But otherwise, seeing him next to Goldar, next to this classic Mighty Morphin bad guy, and also with the new Rita, it just looks fantastic. So let's put them in another. No, actually, let's go over Goldar's articulation and look a little bit more at his detail. Then we'll put them in another. Okay, so we'll go through Goldar's articulation, because he is like a unique character or a unique sculpt that we've not seen on the channel before. But most of it is similar what you've seen before in the Lightning Collection. So if we start off with his head, it's very, very easy to actually pop his head off. So the head comes off really easily, especially if you want to look back. And because of these tassels from side to side is pretty limited. So he only has a very limited amount of head movement. If you wanted to, you can take those off, and you can put the head back on. But then, yeah, it doesn't quite look the same. But then you get a lot more head movement. But yeah, obviously he doesn't really look that good without his his head or his hair tassels, which is also a nice piece that comes around, goes around the back, just sits over the top here, goes between his two wing kind of, I guess, stumps. But yeah, with it on, you don't really get much. You get a little bit of side to side. On the, I guess, the shoulders, he has this very plasticky and rubbery piece of shoulder pad, which does get quite nicely out of the way of the shoulder. His arm goes up to about 90 degrees. It can go all the way around if you just budge this out a little bit of the way and move it around and back. Or actually, it's quite hard to get all the way around, but it would go if you really wanted it to. I don't want to force it too much. The arms nicely still have a double jointed elbow, which goes up to about there because there is quite a lot of bulk in the way. You can see on his bicep and also on his forearm, quite a lot there. You could maybe get it to go a little bit more if you really fiddled around with it, but I think it's quite nice. Obviously, it still has the pins because it's an older figure. Going down to the waist, he has a kind of a ball joint at the top that gets him quite a lot of movement. He has some twist, which is good. He has quite a lot of crunch going forward there because this piece, I was worried about these two pieces here. But you can see as it goes forward, this is very rubbery, so it gets out of the way, very soft, and going back, he has quite a nice piece. The hands, I guess we just have the regular Lightning collection. He does have tilt on his fist, and on this hand, which is for the sword holding, there is also a little bit of tilt. But you have the problem that the kind of the forearms get in the way. On his back, yeah, this is the wingless version, but I like the little bit of detail here with his tail. It's kind of like caught up here, so it's out of the way. And you do get these kind of his like little wing stubs, I guess. They are a separate piece that you push in. So they come detached, you can push them in here, and you can kind of see that they're on like a little peg, so they can be moved kind of up and around if you want to. So if you wanted to have him look like he's running, you can maybe put them up like this, or have them just flat. Nice little detail there. It would be nice to have the wing version. I don't have the wing version, I only have this one. But he's still a nice looking figure. Again, if we have a closer look at the face, the eyes look great. The teeth look painted in really nicely. His chin, just the folds on his face look awesome. The detail on the helmet. And going down, you have like the little gems on his chest plate, on his neck, on this front piece here. Like I said, you have the tail painted in nicely, which is really cool and sculpted on. The legs go up like this. They go back not as far because you have this in the way, but they do have a double jointed knee, which goes for a bigger character, goes back quite far, which means you can get him up. I love that the kneecaps are sculpted to be these kind of round circles. You can also see on the legs there's a little bit of like damage to his armor, which is a nice little bit of detail. He does have a thigh swivel, which is awesome. There is no boot swivel, but he does have quite a bit of range on his feet. They do go back quite far. Going forward is problematic because he has these shin pads, but he has nice big flat feet, so it's not been ever really a problem to get him to stand up and pose. So yeah, that's his articulation and a bit more of his detail. So let's put him in one more pose. Before I do that, I should probably show you his accessories. So here is his sword. It's quite, mine's a bit bent, I need to warm it up. But it's quite nice, like here on the hilt that they added the ruby and the gold touches there. And it kind of looks almost like a head, like a dragon head of some sort, which is awesome. And then the hilt is quite basic. And also on the blade, they have this serrated edge. You get this effect piece, which we've seen before. I can't remember who it was with, but we have seen this effect piece before, which just goes over the blade like this, which I showed you in one of the poses. So it's a nice effect. Looks great on the big blade. And then for the other pieces that he has an open hand, and he has a fist, or a holding hand, I should say. The fist is actually still on him here. So you get an extra set of hands. You also then get these back pieces as well. So that's all of his accessories too. So now let's put him in another pose. And here we are. Here is Goldar fighting off the red and the green Mighty Morphin Rangers. He is looking pretty sick. Got Tommy in a pretty bad predicament there. I'm just trying not to accidentally hit one of them with my phone as I move around, because if I hit one, I think they're all just going to fall over. But yeah, really happy that you guys chose Goldar. Thank you so much for voting. He's a great looking figure. It's nice to get a bit more Mighty Morphin on the channel again. I feel like we had a lot with the remastered figures coming out, and then we kind of pivoted away from them for a while. And yeah, it's nice to get them back because they're obviously my favorite, and it's nice to have like such an iconic bad guy with them. So thanks so much again for voting and for picking Goldar. It's nice to get him out of the box. It's quite funny because I actually found this guy on the shelf in Vienna, which is a kind of a weird thing because, like I said, he is an older figure. So it was kind of strange finding him on the shelf. It was just like, because you never ever find Lightning Collection figures in Vienna. It's and if you do, it's usually just like the same ones over and over. Like Wave 12 or 13 is the ones that I usually always find, but never any of these older ones. So it was so cool finding him. But yeah, that was the review of Goldar. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you leave a like. Also, guys, why don't you check out my latest stream video, where I ranked all of the Lightning Collection figures. Where do you think I ranked Goldar? If you haven't seen it already, put your answers down below, S, A, B, C, or D rank. And then, yeah, after this video, go and check out that video because it was really fun ranking the Lightning Collection with chat. And it was really interesting, like going through all of these figures and, yeah, choosing my favorite one. So please make sure you go and check out that video too. But otherwise, yeah, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Bye bye.